Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to the show, Jack Chow on East West with G&E TV. Quite for some time, we pick up the subject of the legalization of the same-sex marriage. As a matter of fact, the whole country for the past week is talking about it. And of course, elsewhere in other countries, they are paying attention to how the United States does their own things. The problem is that lots of people are making voices from different angles, right? Even though it has been a situation that 30 out of the 50 states that go proactive or even adopt laws to legalize it, there are still quite a few voices representing the other 20, among which there might be some surrender situation that I don't know. At least we got about 40% of the states, United States, among the 50, that go opposite. So should we go proactive, support it? Should we just go oppose it is the question. Once again, we're talking about dividing lines, right? Speaking of that, to talk about dividing lines, to talk about the issue, is my good friend, Mr. Ken Hamming, a writer of a famous good book that you hear the advertising nowadays exactly at the moment as we speak. So it's over radio, over TV, on the paper, on the magazine, everywhere. You're a big guy now.
See my smile?
Oh, good.
I love it.
And we thank you very much for having produced such a concept that we can finally hold on to as a handle, because we're so lost nowadays in the society, right? Now,
yes, we are.
It's not a moment talking about a book. It's the moment to talk about concept.
Yes, sir.
The legalization of the same-sex marriage. Okay. Once again, my disclaimer is that we are, number one, we are talking about the legalization act of the same-sex marriage. We're not going against any same-sex. I mean, as far as sexuality is concerned.
Freedom of activity.
Freedom of activity. They have their own freedom to choose whatever they do.
Yes.
But doing it is one thing. To legalize the doing is the other. Right? Okay, now. And secondly, whatever I say represents my own opinion, own personal opinion as being Jack Chow. Right? And doesn't represent anything of the show, nor does it to the organization, the G&E or the umbrella of EDI. Right now. So joining me, my good friend Ken Hamming, I would have to ask you one simple question.
Yes, sir.
One very general question. What's your overall take about the whole issue, please?
You know, literally, I could sit and talk about this for 3 straight hours.
Oh yeah,
I could.
Let's do it.
And that's fine. Yeah.
All right.
You know, I was born at a certain time. Mm-hmm. I was brought up with a certain set of my own perception of the right way to live life, which is sort of in my book also. But I have a problem. It is impossible for me to understand or to accept the concept of a legal marriage as of equal footing, equal whatever, to a marriage between a man and a woman that is, you know, biblical in nature, historical in tradition, and very few years ago, this wouldn't be such an issue because it just wouldn't be conceived of this is the path we're going.
All right.
And the path is just getting more accepting to more different arrangements between people than I'm comfortable with. And I also believe that we're designed in a way that facilitates and encourages a man to hug a woman.
All right. So, in other words, to make it a summary, that you are opposing it.
I'm opposed to gay marriage, absolutely.
All right, very good. But my question is that why would this happen?
Why is the trend happening now?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's hard to go back and think or talk about Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible and things like that. It's sort of hard to do.
So don't go that far yet.
Right. But a lot of it is this new concept of political correctness. Myself, I do not live my life with a political correctness attitude. I live it with a desire for the truth, whatever the truth is, pleasant to hear or not pleasant to hear.
Right, okay.
So I live for the truth, and what another thing that's really happening that bothers me so much is, you know, we're the United States of America, but I do think right now the whole trend is we're more the disunited States of America, because very many small special interest groups are separating themselves and want attention because of their special interest, rather than a united group in conversation and in love and warmth for each other. And part of that concept of divide and conquer, okay, it's certainly, everything in America right now is overly political. It's less realistic and practical.
To be very honest with you, I've heard about this division so many times, and I myself even believe that division exists. But for me to hear about the word disunited,
it hurts.
The first time.
Yeah.
It's actually the first time it knocks me off my feet almost right away.
And it came into my...
I mean, truthfully.
Yeah. Well, see, now let me just share that. Okay, first of all, you know, things, when there's an opportunity, somebody will deal a race card. Then somebody will deal a pro-gun or anti-gun card. And somebody will deal some other Christian, anti-Christian deal. So there's all these things that are, I think, that are exaggerated to divide rather than to unite us. And that troubles me. Driving here today, I just said, wait a minute, I'm in the disunited States right now. And it makes me troubled.
Okay. That's quite a concept. I believe that my audience will sometimes, somehow start to feel about it. It is really something that bothers everybody, almost everybody, I mean, on my side. I normally consider myself on the left. How much left, I don't know, but I tend to be more on the left rather than on the right.
Yes, sir.
This thing. But this is the time, one of the very few times, I find myself so much on the right. Why would that happen?
Well, let me tell you, I'm not going to say I am a fiscal conservative, but what I do, I will vote for whoever has the greatest commitment to the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. That is what I am, a very mainstream American based on the 200 and some years of our history. And so if it happened to be a Democrat that was more committed to that, that's where my heart, that's where my vote will go. So either way, I'm just dedicated to America as it was originally conceived.
Exactly. Okay, forget about the partisanship, because I do see lots of friends within the right-hand side or circle, they go support the idea, the concept, and vice versa. I do find the same thing, vice versa. So party line is not an issue. I'm talking about concept lines.
Right. Well,
conceptually, do you think we have a line already drawn there to divide people?
It is, what's happening is, I think all of these opportunities to divide create more opportunities for hypocrisy. I think people will say, okay, I'm pro gay marriage if they think that will get them more votes than anti-gay marriage.
Right.
I think there are fewer people that are willing to stand up and say exactly what their heart believes.
But the thing is that why would proactive get you more vote? That's another question.
Well, a lot of it...
Don't you think so?
Yeah. There's elements, and I'm not sure what I'm saying, but I'll say it. There may be an age, distinction. I've been around on the planet Earth for a while. I'm a product of my entire upbringing. The upbringing of new young people is a bit different.
Probably reminds me, next show we would have to really invite some young people, right? Some 80s, some 90s to come in and talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? So,
All
right. So with Ken Hamming, we started the conversation again, talking about the same legalization of the same-sex marriage as has been ruled by the Supreme Court of the United States to be legal. So stay with us. We'll be right back.